Okay, so this is a weird video that I'm making here. The reason that it's titled Sweden Subscriber Killer is because it was recently brought to my attention as of today there was a potential killing in Sweden at a school, and the two people who he harmed and put in the hospital currently right now in critical condition was a subscriber of mine and The Amazing Atheists and quite a few different people. I'm going to link his channel because he's currently dead and was shot by police. It's ironic that I'm making this because there's already accusations being thrown at The Amazing Atheist, and I've already seen several posts on my Tumblr, which I have not addressed simply because I don't find it really that necessary to address on Tumblr of all places. But all I really have to say is this. I am not responsible, nor should I be credited for what someone else does, especially if it's harming people, because I know for a fact over my 1,000 videos I would never condone any sort of type of behavior like that. And as I've grown as a person, I've become a lot more aware of what I say and how it affects people. That being said, to link what someone else does, for example, a shooting, a school shooting, or a stabbing in this case, because this guy, the ironic thing is this guy went to school with a sword and a mask that kind of looked like an airsoft mask, and he posed and got pictures with students. And then he stabbed a pupil and a teacher with a sword. See, no guns were involved with this. And a lot of people always ask me, Daniel, why don't you talk about school shootings that happen? I've talked about it in my past here on my channel, but the reason I don't really do it nowadays is because I don't want to give these types of killers any gratification or acknowledgement, simply because giving these types of people acknowledgement, especially in our fucked up media in the USA, it seems to, when you give them acknowledgement, you give them all this attention, it seems to happen more frequently. So that's why I don't talk about all these mass shootings that have been happening recently, because I don't really want to give the person attention. The media does such a good job at glorifying these killers of killing people that I don't focus on that. But I feel the need to talk about this is because I and The Amazing Atheist have already been accused of somehow contributing to this person's stabbing with a fucking sword in Sweden. And if you really think that I or The Amazing Atheist is responsible, you're a fucking idiot. Because you can go through his entire YouTube feed, and he's liked a few videos by The Amazing Atheist. The most recent video, as you can see here, was liked 3 months ago, and it was my video about Anita Sarkeesian. Even in some of those videos, I've spoken out against bad behavior out of people, doing saying harmful things, saying rape threats, wanting to harm people, doxing people, why you shouldn't say sorts of threats to people. I think even that video I mentioned why it's not okay to make bomb threats on any level. And yet someone who watches me stabbed 2 people in Sweden, which is ironic because Sweden has like a really low crime rate. And if you don't believe that story, it's linked down below. It's been being covered by almost every major news article's website right now. It's not right for someone to blame me or The Amazing Atheist, or anyone for that matter, saying this is why he did it because he watched you. Now, according to a lot of forum posts that this guy posted and comments that he posted on YouTube and other websites, he was, I don't want to know if I would say racist, but he hated immigrants. I know, I assume that would kind of make somebody racist. Who knows? I don't know if this guy was truly racist or not. All I know is that he hated immigrants. That's what I've been reading. He's spoken out against them very adamantly on why all immigrants are terrible, evil people, and so on and so forth. What was going through this guy's mind? I don't know. But here's the thing you need to understand is that on YouTube, people have thousands and thousands of people who watch them. I guarantee you I probably have some wife beaters who've watched me on YouTube. In fact, I probably have some sexual abusers too. Who knows, out of the almost 500,000 people who have watched me, I've had almost 80 million views on YouTube. I guarantee you some of those people have probably been arrested or in prison right now. I make it a goal in my videos nowadays because as I've been growing older, I've been becoming more conscious of what I say and how it affects people and how it can influence people. I've made videos on mental health and why it's important to get help. So those attempting to slander me or slander The Amazing Atheist, saying you're the person who caused this because this kid watched your videos, you're an idiot, you have no idea what logic is, and hell, you shouldn't even be on the internet because you're not capable of rational fucking thought. Like, what frustrates me more than anything is that there are actually people who think that I'm the person who caused this. Like, they hate me that much that they want to contribute someone else being harmed because of me so they can blame it on me. How about you blame the person who actually harmed the people rather than someone like myself who has never presented harmful ideas? Hell, if you can show me where I presented harmful behavior, harmful ideas, I'm all open to hearing it. Also, supposedly this guy who stabbed the pupil and teacher was also anti-feminist. Yes, I am not a feminist, nor do I stand for feminism. But just because someone is an anti-feminist does not mean they're going to go out and stab or shoot people. Just because you don't acknowledge the patriarchy does not mean that you are going to actively harm people. Like, I'm just blown away at people's reactions on trying to blame others for other people's actions that they've committed. Like, for example, if one of my subscribers went out and raped someone, and I find out that his most recent video that he watched by me was against sexual abuse, irony in that is phenomenal to me. And hell, with how many people who've watched me, I guarantee there's someone out who's probably hurt someone sexually who has watched me on YouTube. You deal with millions of people watching you. You don't know their past. You don't know what the types of things they've done. Hell, they could have a sex dungeon in the bottom of their house holding female prisoners. Everybody's personal life who watches me is personal to them. I don't know the people who on the other side of the screen. I don't know how when I say something like rape is bad, some crazy mental person could interpret that as rape is good. Yeah. You know, as crazy as that is, that's the world we live in. Crazy people interpret things differently. And I hope to God, that's an expression by the way, that people don't interpret things that I say in that way. That's why I'm so careful with what I try to say in my videos. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to address this before any more people tweet me it, because my Twitter feed has been full of, this person in Sweden watched The Amazing Atheist and Mr. Repzion. Are you guys to blame? No, you fucking moron. I'm not to blame. Nor is The Amazing Atheist.